He's been gifted to Barcelona.
Barcelona have brought in a star, but he's not a star of Barcelona.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so he's not major signing.
No, Rashford still a star.
In fact, even in the list of what Barcelona wanted, he was the third or fourth choice. Yes. Barcelona wanted Nico Williams. They wanted Luis Diaz. They even wanted Rafael Leao before him. It doesn't mean Rashford is a bad player, but Rashford understands that where he is in his career,
a bench player.
Not bench player, but he's going to play second fiddle to somebody.
Okay,
he's not going to be the main guy. He's going to. That's why he's.
But second fiddle is bench player.
Well, but Zano says bench player is as if it's so bad, it's demeaning.
Oh no!
But I mean, he's going to be supporting role, supporting. He's going to
support from the bench.
Just like we mentioned about Noni Madueke at Arsenal. So
he will support from the bench. You don't worry.
No, but what's wrong with? I mean, I don't see anything wrong.
That's what I'm saying. It's how he is saying it.
English.
But is it wrong for Rashford to start from the bench?
Oh, not really.
Given his form now.
But considering the fanfare around his sign, I was expecting.
Which fanfare? That telephone booth in and that call and things like that. Is that fanfare? What is fanfare about? I mean, did you see any fanfare like that?
Hey, Marcus Rashford. Akomko. Hey, this guy, when he scored, I think that goal was against Arsenal before he wrote his chemistry exams. Charlie. And 5 years down the line, look at how this guy is performing to the extent that Rashford cannot even compete for starting berth at the expense of Rafinha. I mean, I'm fine, but Rafinha and the other players there. Anyway, let's see how it goes. Maybe, like Fifi saying, he's going to be a supporting player at Barcelona.
Marcus Rashford outscored Rafinha outscored Lamine Yamal, the same Lamine Yamal you're talking about. Lamine Yamal, Rafinha was essentially Barca's most important player last season.
In terms of goals and, assists.
But what's the most important thing in football? Is goals? So he's Barca's most important player. You see, Marcus Rashford understands that he is at a point of his career where he is not the main guy again. Barca essentially do not need Marcus Rashford. And if you listen to Marcus in the inserts that you played, Marcus mentioned that he tried to join Barcelona as early as January, but it didn't work out. He had to go to Aston Villa. And you see, in as much as Barca understand that Marcus Rashford may not be the guy that they needed, the guys like Deco, Laporte, Hansi Flick recognize that there is a lion in Marcus Rashford that, because of circumstances, has not proven to be a lion in recent years.
But that can be triggered.
Yes, and let me give you an example. Marcus Rashford scored 11 goals at Aston Villa under Unai Emery. 11 since January.
Really?
Yes. Under Unai Emery.
Hey.
So, what does it tell you? When he went to Aston Villa, did you hear any disciplinary issues? No. And at Manchester United, after that 31 goals, United as a club, their performance dipped.
So it's not only Rashford?
No. I mean, the players that United consider to be indisciplined. There was Alejandro Garnacho, who somebody thinks that is the best young talent in the club. So is it that Manchester United have not found a way to manage these things? There is also Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho was at Manchester United last season at Chelsea. He was one of Chelsea's most important players on the left wing. But for wages and Chelsea's salary structure, he would have been a permanent player for Chelsea.
I see.
And anytime Jadon Sancho went to Dortmund, he was delivering. So, yes, Marcus Rashford has had a dip. Yes, he is not going to be the main guy at Barcelona. But Barca understand that if we manage this guy well,
we'll get the best out of him.
We can get him to do things that maybe we didn't expect him to do, and also push Rafinha and push Lamine Yamal. There is going to be a new culture shape in the Barcelona team because they don't have an English player in there. The last Englishman they had was Gary Lineker. It's been years. Madrid, on the other hand, has Jude Bellingham. He has Trent Alexander-Arnold, who are bringing an English mix into the Madrid team. So when we get Marcus Rashford, how do we capitalize on this on the field of play tactically? How do we make sure that at the end of the day we have a player that will help us? And like I said, Marcus is versatile. He can play. He's
left, right, through the middle.
Yes, he's a natural left winger. Rafinha is not a left winger. And he can play as a centre forward. You remember days under Jose and everything. He plays as a centre forward. So he can play as a centre forward. And Barcelona fans last season, in as much as Robert Lewandowski scored a lot of goals, mentioned that Lewandowski's age and they need to buy a striker. So he's the kind of player that fits it. And you see, you will understand Barcelona because if you look at the conversation around Barca and the players that they've tried to get and they've not gotten, it makes sense that they are buying the players that they are happy about Marcus Rashford.
They didn't get these players, their first choice players, because of money.
Yes. I mean, essentially, yesterday, Juan Laporta mentioned that essentially, because of certain arrangements, they couldn't get some of these players. Liverpool was not going to allow them go to Luis Diaz and pay
50 million.
How they wanted to pay the money. And in Chile, we say, So essentially, I think it's important. So for me, it's something. I think I'm now entering the transfer conversation.
No, hold on. I mean, Marcus Rashford, I think this thing that we are discussing, they asked him join his unveiling.
Yeah.
But the guy says he welcomes every challenge at FC Barcelona.
I feel, the situation with United is, the club is in a period of change, and they have been for a while. So I feel like we have been, in communication for a while now, so was something that, I was hoping to get done. Of course, the manager is a huge part of why I'm here, because, if I want and the manager doesn't want, then it doesn't happen. So for sure, he's a huge reason why I'm here. But like I said before, from the conversations I've had from everybody at the club, the manager, Deco, the president, they only fill me with confidence about the club. I don't have any, negative thoughts, or I don't believe in the negative thoughts maybe around, but I'm excited. I'm ready for whatever challenges may come. I'm gonna enjoy them, the ups and the downs, the positives, the negatives. I'm ready for whatever is to come with this club, and the main thing is to sacrifice to win. I hope we can do that together.
Yes, so Marcus Rashford there for you.
I personally think that Marcus Rashford is in a very good place mentally, and Barcelona will take huge advantage.
Now, Manfred, you mentioned Gary Lineker. Gary Lineker has been speaking of Marcus Rashford as well. He says he's a good signing for FC Barcelona. He explained.
I think he'll do great. He seems to be in the right frame of mind, and it's such a great challenge for him. Yes, they've got brilliant players, and it'd be tough to play regularly, but there's so many games that they play now. They've got a front three, obviously Rafinha and Lewandowski and Yamal, but you can't play three players every game. And Lewandowski's past his best really now. I mean, it's remarkable what he's still achieving at his age. So I think it's a good signing for Barcelona. Marcus at his best is unbelievable.
Yeah. Let's wrap up this Marcus Rashford conversation. Move on to Ishak and the other guys.
Marcus Rashford at his best is I'll leave you there. Marcus Rashford at his best is unbelievable. And see, Steve, what Liverpool are doing.
We'll come back to the Liverpool conversation.
It's a combination of, for me, 15 years of prudent management of the club. And you remember in 2010 when Liverpool wanted to handle their finances well. They have managed to make sure that at the end of the day, they have enough revenue to go onto the market and buy. And you see, from a football club building and squad building point of view, you look at Liverpool and look at it from the point of view that last season, Steve, when you take your phone and then you go and check the number of goals that Mohamed Salah scored last season in the English Premier League, you realize that he scored almost 40% of Liverpool's goals last season. So Mohamed Salah last season in the 24-25 season in the English Premier League played 38 games and scored 29 goals. In fact, he was the highest scorer of the team.
Okay.
In domestic competitions, he played 5 and scored 2. In the Champions League, he was also Liverpool's highest scorer in there. He had 18 assists in that run. So even if you add the 18 to the 29 goals that he scored, you are somewhere in the region of 60 goal contributions for Liverpool. Now, granted that Liverpool even scored 130 goals throughout the season, it means that he's in and around 40% of the output that Liverpool players give in terms of goals and assists. Now, that makes Mohamed Salah literally a maverick in the Liverpool team. Now, there are two things that happened last season. One, Liverpool had to push Mohamed Salah to extend the contracts at the club, to the extent that there were times that we thought that he wasn't going to extend and was going to move to Saudi Arabia. At the end of the day, Mohamed Salah extended the contract and he did stay. Now, we know that in recent times, Mohamed Salah has been one of the most durable players in the English Premier League. He never really gets injured. But then look at the age of Mohamed Salah. He is age 33.
33.
That is a prime age for any player who will begin to dip.
Yeah.
So after giving Liverpool those numbers, giving that contract extension to Liverpool believe, okay, this player doesn't get injured. He is durable. He has the numbers. But in all of that, he is still at an age where science and data showed us that he can dip next season.
So at the point he can dip.
So whilst we keep him let us make sure that we are going to look for some of the best things. Now, because Mohamed Salah gave you 18 goals, it makes him one of the best creators in the league. And I think that in the world, nobody is a better wide creator than Mohamed Salah. He is the best wide creator.
Wide creators in
players that play
from the wings.
Yeah, wide areas and they create chances.
Okay.
So even if they are not scoring, they are giving assists.
Better than Rafinha?
Oh, by the numbers,
okay.
He was the better wide creator than Rafinha.
Okay.
Rafinha very good also with good numbers. Lamine Yamal seeing Rafael Leao on that level, but he doesn't have the numbers to back it. But these are very, very good wide creators. So he is a very good wide creator. He also scored 29 goals in the league, almost 30, just league games. That means that he is also a goal scorer. So Liverpool had a certain Mohamed Salah, so important to the extent that last season, if you go to the same place and you check and you mention the name of Darwin Núñez and ask how many goals did Darwin Núñez score last season, you realize that Darwin Núñez did not score enough goals. He scored only a handful of goals. So last season, Darwin Núñez played 30 games and scored 5 goals.
5 goals.
30 games.
He didn't get the numbers.
And he is supposed to be the out and out centre forward of the Liverpool team. In that Liverpool team, Darwin Núñez is supposed to be the out and out centre forward.
But all the goals were scored by, Marcus Rashford.
By Mohamed Salah.
I'm sorry, it's Mohamed
exactly.
Salah, yeah.
So what does it mean? It means that the striker is supposed to score, did not score. The winger is scoring. So we have an important player on the wings. This important player has been durable, but he's at an age that is crucial for injuries.
33.
He's an age where his form can dip. So what do we do now? Let's go into the market, buy one of the best young central creators. So they went to buy no for Leverkusen. Then they tell them, they meet the president and the CEO and say, we know that you have a certain boy called Florian Wirtz. You are losing your manager to Real Madrid. But this boy is one of the best. And you see, Zando, they pitch, when you listen to the father of Wirtz, Hansi Wirtz, who explains what Arne Slot told them, using these annotations that Mohamed Salah created for us, but he's old. We want it to be a central creator for us. And when you look at the numbers of Florian Wirtz, he is one of the best young central creators.
So they actually convinced that in 3 years he will be the main man.
He's going to be the main man in terms of the creativity of the Liverpool team.
Yeah.
Then, Zando, they were now linked with 2 players. One, Alexander Isak, who is a player of Newcastle United. Now, when you look at the numbers of Alexander Isak, it is clear. Last season, Isak played 34 games. 34 games. He scored 23 goals and he gave 6 assists. This is very similar to Mohamed Salah's goals.
29 goal contribution.
In a Newcastle team that were not as creative as Liverpool.
Yeah.
He scored 23 goals. Everybody now accepts that Alexander Isak essentially is one of the best central, killers in the box.
Prolific
when he gets the chance, he will score.
Yeah.
So they go there and they say that, okay, this is Mohamed Salah's numbers. He has been durable, but he can get injured. We think that you can be the main guy in terms of getting goals for us. We want you. Now, when they went to Newcastle United, Newcastle said that you have to pay 150 million for Alexander Isak. They find it a little bit outrageous. To the extent that Newcastle wanted to go and buy a backup for Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike.
Yeah.
Went to Frankfurt. Frankfurt mentioned in the region of 90 million thereabouts. They could not do that though, to the extent that the boy said he wanted Liverpool. Now, this is where Liverpool have been excellent in that regard. Zando, Liverpool's plan all through has been to get both Hugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak, not just just one of the pair.
Like the 2 of them.
Yes.
That's what I don't understand.
The plan is to get both of them. Now, and I'm still coming in. Now, Hugo Ekitike is a young player.
Yeah.
He has never played in English Premier League
22.
So there's a likelihood that he doesn't hit the ground running. So it's important that whilst they're replacing Mohamed Salah's goals, they get somebody who is known in English Premier League, who can hit the ground running, and then make sure that this guy has the creativity behind him in Florian Wirtz to get the goals for you. But away from that, if they don't get those goals in there, as Ekitike 23, last season he played 33 games, scored 15 in the league. In domestic cups, he played 3, scored 3. In international cups, he scored 12. He played 12 and scored 4 with 3 assists over the 7 goal contributions, giving you almost 30 for a young player.
Competition.
So it's about a team that was pivoted around Mohamed Salah, knowing that Salah is in a place where it's critical for his health and his form, and he can dip. And they realizing that they won the league last season. So how can we be sustainable? We can be sustainable by being aggressive on the market. Buy a young Alexander Isak, buy the Isak himself, get a central creator for them because these are pure attackers. They are not wide creators like Mohamed Salah. Then once we get that, we hope that McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch, and even Domenico Szoboszlai, who last season I think per his own standards wasn't up there, now play well. If you look at Milos Kekes for one, Milos Kekes is a replacement of a sort long term for Andy Robertson.
Yeah.
Milos Kekes last season, in the books of a lot of people, was the best left back in the league.
Yeah.
Well, I disagree. I think it was Marco Correa. But then again, Milos Kekes was up there.
Was he at Bournemouth?
Yeah, Bournemouth. One of the best left backs in the league. And then they go to Germany again, minor for Leverkusen, and bring in Jeremy Frimpong, who is cast in the fold of a certain Trent Alexander-Arnold as a deep creator for them. So Liverpool essentially are trying to be aggressive.
So you think they are doing good business?
Yeah, excellent business in my opinion.
But I mean buying, I don't know, the very latest on Alexander Isak after the player said he wants to explore his options in his football career. But if they are able to bring in Alexander Isak, I think that is going to create some imbalance up front, like Real Madrid is facing.
Yeah. No, but
if you have Ikitike, Mohamed Salah, and Alexander Isak, that creates imbalance up front.
But
and that's the problem Madrid is facing.
No, again, Liverpool are not going to play Ishak, Ikitike, and Mohamed Salah straight away in games.
Oh, really?
Ishak, if he comes, is the de facto number 9. Mohamed Salah is a right winger. Then Ishak, Muslim, Ego Ikitike is a versatile attacker. So he can play from the left, can play like that. So they can play in a 4-4-2 whilst he drops deeper. If they have Darwin, Luis Diaz, the left winger. But Liverpool have had Cody Gakpo in that area several times before.
Now Florian who has joined.
Florian Wirtz now becomes the number 10. Mind you that last season, Domenico Szoboszlai essentially was the deep creator for them, the central creator. He didn't give them a lot of those creativity. So Ryan Gravenberch becomes the 6th. Alexis McAllister becomes the 8th, the box-to-box player. Then Florian Wirtz comes in there. Bazando, you see, which team in the English Premier League this season hasn't been aggressive in spending? Arsenal have bought almost a 73 million
pound player,
Victor Gyökeres.
Yeah.
They have bought a certain Noni Madueke for 55 million. Somebody's supposed to be a backer. So they've bought in the
Liverpool, Chelsea, all these guys.
Arsenal have also bought somebody that a lot of people are not talking about. His name is Christian Mosquera.
Yeah.
He was
the
Valencia's best centre back. And they bought him.
No, that one is only 50 million. I mean, that's
so you see, it's not about the money.
Okay. It's about the talent.
Some of these players, their monies are bloated because everybody now knows them. People really have not seen who Mosquera has been as a player. But if you go to the Spanish La Liga, the young centre backs, Mosquera was the guy. And Arsenal have bought him. Why? Because in the last few years, Arsenal have had issues with, they get to certain parts of the season that's very important, and either of Saliba or Gabriel Magalhaes, who are very important to them, get injured. To the extent that last season it had to be Jacob Koyo who came in. But what if Jacob Koyo also gets injured? So they have a good centre back who is one of the best for the future. Then they realized that the team had a little bit of an issue in terms of goal scoring and the likes. Now they have to find the goals for them. So it's same for them. Look at Man City, Ryan Cherki, Stijani Reinders, all of these guys. Chelsea have realized that they are at the point of their season where they have to solve problems. And that's why Xavi Simons, Gittins, João Pedro.
But the Simons guy, what problem is he going to solve?
Oh, Xavi Simons becomes the half space operator that Chelsea don't have.
But you have these players there.
No, Chelsea doesn't have a half space operator. Cole Palmer is a wide operator outside of the block. Now, Chelsea need a natural operator in those half spaces. So if you look at the Chelsea team, nobody naturally carries the ball. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
So nobody does.
That was the same argument we advanced for Kudus Mohamed to join Chelsea.
So in the bracket of why Chelsea wanted to buy those players, there were 3 players. There was Mohamed Kudus, there was Morgan Rogers, and then there was Xavi Simons.
Oh, okay.
So Mohamed Kudus has gone to Tottenham Hotspur. Morgan Rogers is a player of Aston Villa. They are looking somewhere in the region of 80 million and more.
He wants to go to Tottenham Hotspur.
Morgan Rogers.
I'm talking about Gibbs White. Sorry.
So, I mean, it's a player that Chelsea know that maybe they won't have. And it's likely that he gets Xavi Simons. The advantage Xavi Simons gives is that he's a La Masia boy. So you see, before Lamine Yamal and Ansoumani Fati, there was Xavi Simons.
I see.
He was the Barca boy that made the waves before all of these boys broke onto the scene.
So this guy too improved Chelsea. I see.
Yeah, I mean, he's very versatile. He comes in as a very, very good ball carrier. And in those house spaces, it's good. It means that going forward now, Chelsea on the left-hand side, the problems they had last season, they solved it. Jadon Sancho was gone. They had to bring in Gittins. Modric, mind you, has been charged. He's not playing football.
Exactly.
So they had to bring in somebody else apart from Gittins. Now, what Chelsea have done is that they've brought in 2 players who can play there, but they are not just left wingers. So João Pedro can play as a left winger. Xavi Simons can play as a left winger.
Yeah.
But both of them also have major positions that they can play. João Pedro can play as a centre forward.
Yeah.
Then Xavi Simons can play as a midfielder in the central areas.
I see.
Then the João Hato guy that we are talking about from AS Amsterdam is a simple backup for Marc Cucurella.
Hey.
And at it, because no, Cucurella doesn't have a backup in the Chelsea team. If you look at the whole of Chelsea, that's the only player the only player who doesn't have a backup. And that's why they have to go in for a 19-year-old player. And Zando.
Wow.
João Hato is a brilliant player.
And Chelsea should win the Premier League trophy next season.
You keep on talking about winning the Premier League.
Liverpool?
What about Liverpool?
Right.
You can talk about Liverpool. I prefer to talk about Chelsea. Yeah.
Zando, like I was saying, everybody has strengthened. I think.
What about Liverpool?
I think next season it comes down to, I don't know if you agree. Like the way teams have strengthened. I think it comes down to who manages their team well.
Yes.
But
And interestingly, if you look at the teams that are also strengthening, they also have very good managers.
Yeah.
So Liverpool and its lot,
Chelsea, Enzo Maresca,
City,
Pep Guardiola,
Chelsea, Arsenal, Mikel Arteta.
What about my team, Tottenham Hotspur?
Spurs, Thomas Frank is there
It
now.
looks like Javier doesn't have full vim in Maresca still, no?
Oh, not really.
He's proving him wrong.
No, not really. No, I'm still not.
He needs to do more.
1 year in.
Listen.
He needs to do more.
Listen, I'm a Chelsea fan, but we won the Conference League for Christ's sake. The Conference League that we won. I mean, sometimes we have to say that. We won the Conference League.
Hello to the Lally Atiasi.
It's the Conference League that we won. But the Club World Cup, fine, we won the Club World Cup, all right.
But PSG.
Yes, but if you look at Chelsea's performance in the league last season,
you're not consistent.
No, we started something. I mean, initially when the league started, we're up there competing for the Premier League. But something just happened, and then we just dropped. It took us the last game to even qualify for the Champions League.
Yeah.
The last game against Nottingham Forest.
I mean, we were written off, but we still qualified.
But the point I'm making is that
I get
in the Premier League, if you want to win it, you must have a certain level of consistency.
Exactly.
I mean, when it comes to winning, I don't even agree with the people like Zando that says that by force Chelsea should win. In fact, I don't expect Chelsea to win the league next season.
Why?
No. I mean,
After spending, I wanted to go through the.
No, it's not about spending. No. Listen.
But it's not part of the discussion.
The way Chelsea spends, people must understand.
You should understand.
No, people must understand. It is business. Chelsea is doing business with some of these things. So if you look at only the expenditure side, you are making a big mistake.
But we can always look at it.
There's also a revenue side that people are also not looking at.
So we will talk about the revenue. But the fact is that Liverpool so far has spent £295 million.
So they can spend up to the moon. But what I'm saying is that there's also a revenue side that people are also not watching.
Okay, we'll come to that. Chelsea follows on the second position. I'm talking about transfer spending in summer 2025. Premier League clubs, summer transfer window so far. Liverpool lead with £295 million. This is from Sky Sports. And Chelsea follow with £280 million. United, £140 million. Arsenal, £136 million. Man City, £128 million. I am sure Chelsea will overtake Liverpool if they sign Xavi Simons.
But then they are going
you
to
can spend this amount and not win there.
How many times do you get to see a flyer like this or something like this? We talks about the revenue side. How many times do you get to see that?
Right.
Please, we have the
how many? I used to have, but I don't know if I still have it on my phone. Because all the things that we see when it comes to transfer, it's about the expenditure.
Yeah, but that's the
People
most
just talk
important
about expenditure and they say, "Oh, Chelsea spend billions, Manchester United spend so much."
Isn't it a fact?
But see, is it not? Which word should I be?
Misleading?
No, these journalists sometimes. They are so unfair to some of these issues. Oh yes, they are so unfair to some of these.
No, but Zando, what Javier is saying is some of these. I mean, Chelsea have sold almost 4 players already. Nobody.
They are so unfair to some of these issues. They also have to look at. I mean, just give us a balanced type of report so that we can make some informed judgment.
Sure.
But if you give us only the expenditure side, then I'm telling you that the expenditure also goes with revenue. There's also a revenue side. So what about also telling us the revenue side?
So you agree that this is a fact?
What is a fact?
But you wanted us to balance it by bringing in the players that Chelsea have sold.
Exactly my point.
Okay, boss.
Exactly my point.
Okay, Prof.
So Chelsea for me, it's about consistency.
So you think they've done good business?
Liverpool last season were consistent.
Yeah. That's why they won the league.
Yes, they were consistent. They were not throwing away some useless matches. I mean, Chelsea meets Sunderland, meets Ipswich, and
you can beat them.
You get it. if you want to win the Premier League, these are matches that you can't afford to even draw. You have to win them. You have to win them.
Yeah.
And fancy your chances against the City, the Arsenal, the Liverpool, and then get some points off to those teams, and then you can win it.
But Javier, take away the expenditure, the spendage. I think that Chelsea have spent on quality players, and these players automatically improve the Chelsea team. For which reason I'm saying that Chelsea should actually challenge. In fact, they should win the Premier League trophy.
But by using two words now, so challenge and win.
Okay, after my mind, win. Because the João Pedro we saw at the club.
There is an Arsenal that Zando
no, hold on. Me, I prefer to talk about Chelsea. What's the problem?
No problem. Hey. I'm saying that you are basing your arguments on the fact that Chelsea has spent on quality.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And then they have
João Pedro.
And I'm also saying that there is an Arsenal team that has come close to winning the league twice. And they've also added the very thing that we all say that the reason why they've not won.
But Arsenal signed a bench player.
Who's the bench player?
Noni Madueke. He's going to be a bench
player.
Forget
about Noni, but there's going to be Victor Gyökeres. Noni is not the main guy.
Okay.
So we've sat here and we've talked about Arsenal and the way they need a striker. Because if you look at Kai Havertz, he's not a conventional striker.
Sure, that's true.
I mean, when he came to Chelsea, he played in that role because Lukaku was off color. I mean, Lukaku was not getting at the goal. So Thomas Tuchel at that time, I mean, it was just like an improvisation. He improvised and he put him there, and he started getting us goals here, and then he got used to that position. So that's why when Arsenal picked him up, Arsenal also played in that. But this time they have Gyökeres coming, and he's a proven striker. I mean, if you look at the number of goals
in Portugal,
but it doesn't matter. I mean, he has to. He can play in Pluto or Mars or whatever.
You know that it matters.
But the guy, listen.
It matters.
Listen.
This is Portugal and he's coming to England.
We've had players who have come from Portugal and have also performed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm saying
we have players who have come from Portugal and have performed. Where did Cristiano Ronaldo come from?
Javier.
Where did he come from?
The technical knockout.
Where did he come from?
Javier, the numbers, that he got impressive numbers last season, but that is in Portugal. And look, like Manfred said, in the last 3 seasons, what we have said is that Arsenal needs a recognized centre forward to be able to get the goals.
But
so listen to this. You said in Portugal. But you know he's played for Brighton before?
Yes.
He played for Coventry.
Yeah, but he was no good. Just like Vitinha was not good at Wolves.
Wait. So for Brighton and Coventry, he has scored 97 goals in 102 matches in 2 seasons in Portugal. During his time at Coventry, he was one of the most prolific strikers in the championship. In 116 appearances for the Sky Blues, he scored 43 goals.
That was the championship.
But where the championship
is even more difficult than the Prem.
Is it played in Kampuchea or Afghanistan? Where do they play the championship?
It is the championship in England.
And they say to play at the
But Zando, but seriously,
do you have Brighton stats?
No, I don't have the Brighton.
Whether he has played in Portugal or not, any player that scores 39 goals
you serious,
in any of Europe's top 5 leagues.
But the good thing is that he was even scoring in the Champions League.
Yeah. In the just ended UEFA Nations League, he was the highest scorer.
So for his nation, Sweden, he made his debut in 2019 against Finland. Has 26 caps, scored 15 goals.
Yeah.
Wow. That's an average of a goal in 2 games.
Yeah. So he's
highest goal scorer in the Nations League.
You see, the good numbers that you are going through, is it not the same reason why I think this guy will be under pressure at Arsenal? Because, look, Arsenal needs a striker. That's what their fans have been calling for. Now, they have a striker who comes across with a lot of numbers. If this guy plays about 3 matches without getting a goal.
I mean, I don't see that as a problem. I mean, you can play 5 matches and not get a goal and later on get goals.
Yeah.
Arsenal need a striker. Let me tell you this. Last season, Arsenal scored 17 fewer goals. And finished 10 points behind eventual leaders Liverpool. 17 fewer goals against in the Premier League.
10 points like 4 matches, 3 matches.
Yes, but 10 points.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if you want to win, you don't have to.
Sure.
The team that wins the Premier League shouldn't beat you by 10 points. Shouldn't score more goals. You scored 17 fewer goals than Liverpool. So it means that you need a striker. You need somebody to also get you the goals.
And that's been the problem in the last 3 years.
Once you get the goals, the point difference is also going to drop.
Yeah, that's true. Let's wrap up and then
brilliantly.
Yeah.
I also do think that in all of that, Arsenal need more creativity.
But
last season, I don't think so. Last season, we spoke about how Arsenal was very mechanical. And the only creative player centrally was Martin Odegaard.
But he's still there.
Exactly. But if you look at Martin Odegaard and as a creative player, the returns that he gave Arsenal, we spoke about how Mohamed Salah was able to give 18 assists to that Liverpool team. You ask yourself, how many of that did Martin Odegaard give the team? I think that it's important.
Yeah.
It is very, very, very important. Now, look at the numbers. Martin Odegaard last season scored 3 goals, 8 assists.
No, but Manfred.
No, I'm coming. I'm trying to tell you.
No, I get a point,
where the problem comes in.
Assists cannot be the only measure.
Exactly.
When it comes to creativity.
Exactly.
Because, look, Odegaard can give the ball to
exactly.
and the player will miss it. He doesn't get assists.
So then we go back to the XGs of chances created. How many quality chances did Martin Odegaard create for the team?
Okay.
Last season, Arsenal fans will tell you it was not enough. And that is why, for me, one of the most important things Arsenal have done in the blind side of people is Ethan Nwaneri. Yes. Ethan Nwaneri extending his contract for Arsenal means that he has a long-term future at the club and he will play centrally with Martin. So now, Arsenal have options in central creativity. Because if you don't create for Gyökeres, he doesn't score. So they have to create for him. That is why Noni Madueke will be important and people have not realized. Noni from the left, because he's a natural left footer, his job would be to send in crosses.
Okay.
So whilst Bukayo Saka is cutting in from the right onto his left foot to shoot, Noni will be sending in crosses.
And Gyökeres too has a height.
And Gyökeres is in the box.
Yeah.
So the creativity and Arsenal's mechanical stuff will be lowered a little bit. And now they
it looks like the Premier League clubs are doing good signings. Wow. All the clubs.
Coming season
Yeah.
will be
Because
very, very
look,
interesting.
Javier, the truth of the matter
very
is that
interesting.
I think Chelsea has spent on quality players. And I mean, you guys have given me, I mean, reasons why I think that, you know, clubs like Arsenal, Man United, even Man United too, they've improved their front line. Cunha and Brandon Boma especially improved their United setup. And look at Liverpool and Man City. And so, next season's Premier League, it will be interesting. I mean, before we open the phone lines, Alexander Isak, something brief on Alexander Isak.
I see, sometimes it's also about it's about ambition. You know? I mean, these players, they are very ambitious. I mean, yes, definitely. I mean, if you look at Newcastle and